ETH, we start with monthly chart. And as I explained in my last analysis, we have been looking for 2.4 and 2.9. The price almost tagged the first two target, and the next one I'm looking for is 3.4. Okay. And based on monthly chart, we don't have anything else to discuss. And if you move to lower time frame, we want to see what's the next based on weekly, even based on weekly chart, we don't see any information. But we want to see how we can look for trade. And as I mentioned, the next target I'm looking for is 3.4K. And if I move to daily chart, all right, now the question is whether this is the breakout of this top and we can look for continuation, or we can expect this one turn to a deeper correction. The price can consolidate here for a longer time before we look for the continuation, and how we can look for trade. Okay. And even based on daily chart, I don't see any trade setup, or I don't see any information like a divergence. But if we move to lower time frame, we move to forward chart. If we put desktop relative to the previous one, we see we have a divergence. Then for me, if I want to look for trade based on lower time frame, I want to see the breakout of this one as a sharp flag, then I will take the trade. Okay. And one thing I want to highlight here, whoever get the trade by having entry above here, all right, and at this point mostly they are in the break even, and because since we have a divergence, they should know how to manage it. Okay. Now for me, if I was in the trade at this point, this is how I would do it. If we move to lower time frame, if we move to 1 hour chart, all right, even based on 1 hour chart, we can basically we have a divergence. Okay. Again, in the bigger picture, we see we have a divergence. In the lower time, maybe if there is a continuation, maybe after 1 or 2 hours, this one will disappear. Okay. Then whoever get the trade for buy by having entry above this one, if they are in the profit, they can move their stop loss to break even, or they can take out the trade and they readjust the entry to putting above this one. In this case, if there is a continuation as a sharp move, they can be in the trade. If not, if the price start to drop following by divergence, then at least they are safe. Okay. For me, this is how I will do it if I had a trade by having entry above this. But at this point, I don't have any trade. And for me, if I want to look for trade, I'm not really interested to put my entry above here. Okay, that's why if I want to put my entry above here, I will wait for the next drop, then I put my entry above here, because at that time we will see if there is a next drop, we will see whether this one is going to retest this low or not. Or if I want to look for buy, I will wait for the sharp move flag, then I will take the trade. If there is a continuation as a corrective following by divergence, if there is a continuation as a corrective following by divergence, I'm not really interested to look for trade. Okay, anyway, for the ETH, we're looking for continuation. I'm looking for 3.9 K as a next target. The only thing is how we can look for trade. Okay, because based on forward chart, we have a divergence. The divergence, it doesn't mean the price is going to drop. The only thing is the continuation is as a corrective. That's why for me, if I want to look for trade at this point, I'm not really interested. Okay, I will wait. If I move to lower time frame, as I mentioned, I will wait for another 2 to 3 hours. I want to see how this one behave, whether there is a continuation, or this one the price can consolidate here or even retest this low. Okay, anyway, I don't see any trade setup at this point, but as I mentioned, based on monthly chart, since the price could break 2.9, the next one I'm looking for 3.4. Then from there we can make a decision whether because if the price could break the 3.4, then from there we can make a decision whether we can expect for the price to retest the all-time high, or without the deep correction, or we can expect to see the deep correction. Anyway, with the breakout of the 3.4 following by 3.6, because the zone between 3.4 and 3.6 then become a quite important for us. Then with the breakout of this zone, we are expecting for the all-time high. The only thing is when and how long will it take? That's why we want to see whether we can get the deep correction or not. Anyway, we don't need to discuss about that at this point. And as I mentioned, based on 1 hour chart, how we can look for the trade. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.